Paula's
This
texting
is
me.
real life.
Yes,
Okay, I
Koa
know,
went
but
under the
okay.
desk and ended the stream. I just restarted the stream now. That's not funny. That is not funny. I'm gonna put her in the crate, and I just went live. Can you just put in the chats? Bye. He's dying laughing. I'm gonna take her upstairs
Okay.
because that's disrespect. Can't be trusted. Go. Come on. Let's go. 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 I'm coming. All right. Now I'm back without distractions. All right. Sorry about that. Let's see. All right. I know Paul. There you go. Lewis is back. Everybody's coming back. Sorry, guys. Thanks for
Hey,
coming
y'all.
back. I don't
Thanks.
know how.
Louise,
I have a Stream Deck pedal under the desk, but it's not on. Yeah, the KP button, the Koa button.
Louise has been laughing at me though.
That's
That's
what happened. See, God don't like ugly. God don't like ugly. See, you got God on your side.
because he was laughing at me because I was working hard, trying to build my credibility in the marketplace. And all the things you're supposed to do.
Right.
Are we supposed to be part two? Hey,
Yeah.
Glenda.
Yes. Yes. Koa did. See, at least the community knows my dog. She just lost all her privileges to hang out with me when I do my stream now. Privileges revoked. That is it.
Listen.
But the stream, all right. Anyway, that's fine. That's fine. Lesson learned. It's okay. It's not the end of the
It's
world.
okay. We're still here. You're still here. We good.
That's
Listen,
it.
my
We
kids, they
good.
quiet. Hey, what are they doing? Who knows?
Right? Why are you? Why are the kids so quiet? What is happening?
Exactly. Get them ice cream. So what is it? Who knows?
Right? Who knows? They ain't bothering me. So who knows?
Mm,
That's Angie. That's my girlfriend and her kids. She, we'll be sitting down or we'll be on the phone. And then if it's too quiet for too long, she's like, I don't know, babe. The kids have been too
exactly.
quiet. I don't know. Something. I gotta go check on them.
It's a sneaky suspicion something's going
Right.
on right now.
See, look, you got the mom face on. Exactly. Because you know it. That be Angie. She'd be like, I don't know. I need to find out. I need to see what's happening with these kids. Anyway, yes. Gigi says Cole was like, she ain't playing with me. I'll show her. That's funny because she was trying to get my attention. That little. All right. So what else? What do you got going on? You got something going on the 24th, right? You
I
have these ongoing master classes. Let's talk about that.
I do. And so this one is really important and I'm so excited. It's called Girl Get Your Life Back. And it's 5 strategies to help you rebound from tension, transition, or seasons of I put intense opposition. So if you feel like, man, I've just come from a setback, a transition or a season of tension, you need to join us for Girl Get Your Life Back. We're going to have it on Tuesday, January 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm
Yep.
so excited.
I'm
I'm so
registered for
excited.
that one. So that's on Tuesday. And so I'm committing to end my stream at least at 7:55 so I can end the stream and then I'm coming in because I am registered for the masterclass. I'm very excited about that.
Yes, yes, I'm excited. I'm excited about it too. I'm excited that I get to do this particular masterclass.
Yes.
And I have several, but this one is the one for the quarter, and I'm really, really happy about that.
Very cool. Very cool. And we did put, so again, links in the description, and Paul is putting it in the chat. I just threw it up on stream. So if you want to find out a little bit more, I would definitely say check. And so you have right now there, so you had a few running different dates because I know I couldn't, I think you had one last week. I couldn't make it. So what are the options that are left?
Yeah. So actually, it's this not last week. It's Tuesday, Wednesday morning. So when you go to the one page, you'll see you can sign up for Tuesday or Wednesday morning or the following Tuesday. So it's just those 3 opportunities for you to
Gotcha.
join me. Yeah. So once you go, you'll see we have 3 and it's within the next week. But you want to come to at least one because we're going to have fun and I'm going to give real strategies to help you, just rebound from life setbacks.
Very cool. Yes. Very cool. All right. All right. So, okay. So we died laughing. So we talked about and MySpace, and you said it. Once you put on the YouTube, you said 2011. That I was gonna say because I'm trying to think of when MySpace came on and how old was I? I'm 40, so I'm a few years younger than you, right? So I'm doing the math. I'm like MySpace. I was like around college days. That was like 20 years ago, just about,
Listen,
right? Like 15. Yeah,
listen. I mean, it was all so new too. And then MySpace, people weren't doing videos. You know, they had like the community aspect was links or what was that thing called? Like it was weird. Like I
yeah,
remember interviewing people from Google
yeah,
trying to sell us pay per click. And it was so foreign to me. I mean,
yeah,
now it's just a language. So I've been in the digital space since 2006, like,
yeah.
you know, heavy and and so now this is just where I live. And so I
Okay,
came to L community because I also worked in the media ministry of my church, which many people do not know that. I was a camera
okay.
operator and a switcher. So I would
Oh, so you
tell,
a
you know, I would
OG nerd. You a nerd for real, for real.
so bad, it's so bad. I'm like, why is that camera swing? What are you doing? That headroom is awful. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing? I would even say this. Okay, so this is how serious it is for me. So I worked in church and I was working in media ministry, and I would tell the camera crew, I'll say, listen, when you are operating the camera,
Yeah,
you are people's only eyes to what it is like to experience God in that moment. And you want to make it as close to lifelike as possible. And when they're in real life, they do not have all their headroom. They don't have
right.
all that swiggle. So please get it together. I remember when I had to fire volunteers because they just
No.
weren't skilled enough. Oh my gosh. And you know, so listen, I'm so young. I'm like in my 20s, but I
Right, right,
understood this and I had no idea I was prepping for this. So my husband
right,
thinks I'm completely over the top right now. You know, he thinks my wife does the most. What is this? Everybody else doing their stuff with their phone. Why she got to have all this stuff? Because I have been exposed to so much,
right.
and this is my happy place, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I get it. No, trust me, I get it. It's the same thing. I try to get Angie into it, and she's like, no. So Angie, she's not on TikTok anymore, but Angie had like 50,000 followers on TikTok. So she had her own, yeah, had her own little community on TikTok, doing the thing. Was great with transitions. Was she started to do live streams, right? But totally different realm. And so then for
yeah.
me, I'm like, babe, but I could get you hooked up. Like we can get a wireless mic. And she's like, no, where is it? Where's my this is Angie. She'll put her phone on her little tripod this way, right?
listen,
This will be Angie. Like this. And that's it.
listen.
And I'm like, me, snuffing my bougie self. What?
Listen,
No,
listen. And
babe.
I want
No.
all the things. Yes.
Right. And I'm like, but let me help you. And she's like, no, you see this? They don't care. And I'm like, but what if? Right. So I totally understand with wanting to. And that's why I got my own little space here. Cause it's like, nah, listen, I'm going to do it. I'm going to make my space mine. And ain't nobody going to tell me nothing. I come downstairs and it's like, the throne. I love it.
Listen, I'm telling you, this is my place. But my husband's totally over me because when I tell you I have the camera out all the time, like he's like, honey, what are you doing? Don't
Right.
worry, I'm just doing time lapse of this video of
Right.
Christmas because I'm gonna use it later, you know?
Right. I'm the same way. I got the GoPro. I take my camera bag everywhere with a little tripod under it. The GoPro, I'll throw my wireless mics in there. And she's like, but why? And I'm like, because you never know if we gonna stop. And I just, you never know. I gotta be ready. I gotta be ready. That's
That's all
it.
I'm saying. Yep.
See, so now check this out. You know what's so funny? So then the mom and her, because I'm always like, especially, and I'm sure you can appreciate that as a mom, sometimes you don't probably have as many pictures as you would like with your kids because you're the one taking the pictures of the kids and stuff like that. So at least I come in and I'll try to like take all those moments, the candid moments and stuff like that. So she be mad in the moment, she be mad. But then a day later, when I send her a cute picture of her with one of the twins or something, she be like, babe, thanks
See,
so
that's all.
much for capturing. See? Right.
And
Right.
listen, when I got you and y'all was working out in there, and this how you look, because I know you thought you was doing it all one thing, but this is the truth here on this video. She's like, okay, honey, I see what you're saying. But I loved you. I didn't laugh at you. I mean, I
Right.
laughed on the inside, but I didn't
Right.
laugh on the outside. You were down there looking crazy. I'm telling you, India, this is such a gift. Let me tell you, to be able to have
Yeah.
these skills is such a gift. And seriously, I
Yeah.
do. I see it like that. I think it's an opportunity for us to spread amazing messages, capture priceless memories. And so I got an LGL, you asked me that, because I
Yeah.
wanted to do it better.
Yeah.
And so I'm still old school. And so I have, what do I have over there? I have an ATM mini.
Yeah.
Don't,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
don't judge me. I have all these other things. And then I came and learned about eCamp. I'm like, well, shut the front door. It can eliminate
Right.
so many things. And then I
Yeah.
also realized, said I am a creative, obviously y'all hear that, but I'm a
Mhm.
strategist by trade. So the reason
Mm.
why I'm able to grow my company and serve my clients is I'm a strategist. You give me a vision, I'm going to create your roadmap. And that's what I do.
Mm.
So this is like my fun. This is
Yeah.
fun for and so it's fun for me. It's not my primary thing. And so I need this as an outlet, and it helps me when I'm working on client projects to have a different creative spin to how I'm directing the team.
Yeah.
Reese knows he helps. So he helps me, and I'm able
Yeah.
to do what I do because I have an eye, but it's not what I do. I just don't have the time to do it. So I come to
Yeah.
this community to be like, okay, let me just get the basics set up for me.
Right.
And if my client is in a time crunch and I can't get my team there, or they listen, I grew my business with pastors. They have ideas in the middle of the night.
Right.
See, yeah, you have an idea in the middle of the night. We need to execute it by morning before everybody get to church.
Right.
So regular people, they sleep. And
Right.
then she's up here trying to figure out how to make it happen in the middle of the night. And so I have that skill set, And then I
Right.
work with visionaries who have other businesses, and this India is a visionary for your own business.
Mm.
We visionaries have vision once every second,
Right. Right.
and so I'm like, how do I strategize that for you? How do I help you to make that come to pass?
Yep.
Most of the
Yep.
times what I get to do, because I have built trust with them and say, you know what, we can do that, but not right now. So we pick
Yep.
one for now
Yep.
and we move forward. And then I
And that's it.
offer some type of creative and before we build the team. So that's really how I got into this side of the thing.
That is super dope. I love it, right? Like, and it's so great hearing other people's journeys and stuff because you never, like, it's just everybody comes from a different space and just, it's how do you make this what we're doing, right? Like, in terms of content creation, in terms of sharing our vision basically online and stuff, like, how do you make it apply? And is there so many different walks of life that it can apply to? Right? That it's like it doesn't matter. I'm looking at the comments. So obviously, like Gigi, she's an attorney, right? You have you with your marketing, with your speaking as a strategist, right? As a consultant. With me, whether it's me, how I got into this was as a banker. I got into this because I needed to do my first time home buyer seminars, and I wasn't trying to be boring Zoom, right? I was like, nah, I need to up my game. Like Zoom ain't enough, and that's how I came into this space. And then it was the nerd in me, like what you're saying, right? That it's like, all right, so I figured out all these things. And the other piece of it is just, I think from what I've heard from you, right, is just always coaching, always teaching, right? And it was the same
Yeah.
thing for me, right? Just teaching. Cause it's just, if I've always had the mentality that if I have the question, there's other people that got these questions. And right? And if the research I did it took me to forever to understand it. There's other people that it's taking them the same amount of time to understand it. So let me try to simplify it. And that's my motto. And that's how I got into it, right? It's like, let me
That's
try
so
to
good.
simplify this. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I love that. And I agree, because I think what I realize is not everyone is as much of a nerd as I am. Like, I'm
Right.
always listening to podcasts. I'm always reading books. I'm always learning. I love to
Yeah.
learn. Harvard Business Review says only 10% of the population has a natural learning mindset. That means the 90% of the people, it has to be built into their jobs as a
Yeah.
mandatory part of their job or mandatory part of whatever they're doing, or they're not just going up and do it. But then
Yeah.
for people like us, that means there is always a space for us to be able to make things easier and to broaden the understanding of others. And sometimes I'm reading this stuff and I'm like, this is good. It's so juicy, but ain't nobody finna go through what I just went through to understand this. So let me go ahead and break it down. Like, just start getting into
It's
TikTok.
true.
I'm loving it. Like, it's fun. And I'm like, because listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you what you ain't doing. You ain't doing this right here. I know you're not doing it. I know you're not. So let me
Right.
just. So it's this like, I think once you understand the power behind this and
Yeah.
the endless opportunity, it is fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is
Yeah.
fun. Like, it is fun. It is liberating. And so all I have to figure out is, where do I feel most comfortable today?
Yeah.
Where do I feel most comfortable? And then how do I maximize the place where I feel most comfortable? So now that I
Yep.
know that I enjoy the camera, I enjoy speaking, I
Yeah.
enjoy it. So then how do I maximize it? And that's why I'm in the LGL community. I missed that
That's
comment.
dope.
What did they say?
Oh, Paul was just reminding everybody to hit that like button. That's all he's saying. Don't forget to hit that like button.
Button, boo.
That's it. Hit that like.
Sorry.
It's all right. It's all right.
No, nobody asked me that. I'm sorry.
No. You all good. You all good. All right. You ready to play some pod deck, some trivia questions?
Let me see. Yes.
All right. Let's see. Let's get this. Let me go to pod decks. And where's my scene over here? All right. All right. Let's see. All right. I'm all right. So I'm gonna let you pick.
Ask me that question. I'm gonna answer the one that just was on the screen. Where's this place? I went to the bathroom.
Oh, do it. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm so embarrassed to say this, but one of my friends, the one who I spoke for this weekend, he likes to bring it up all the time. One time, I was in grad school, not even regular college.
You was a grown ass woman, is what you was.
I'm trying to say. And I was in an executive MBA program, which means we had, that's what I'm saying. It's horrible. And we only had class every other weekend. So I was driving up from the city where I lived to the city where I went to school, and I would stay over with a friend. Well, this particular night, that Negro decided, well, it was me first. I decided I was going to the club. Well, the dude that I met at the club was a jerk. And so I was like, I'm going to go back to my friend's house, but they didn't allow at the club. Like, cause we didn't come together. But I couldn't get in. And I had to use the bathroom. And I had to pee outside. I was like...
Listen, if these that ways, you was drinking? What, did you have some drinks in? That's what happens, right? Because, you drinking and you can't hold it, unfortunately.
Right, but it really wasn't no drink because I'm not a real drinker. I just had to pee, and he lived way in the woods. And I was like, could you hurry up? And I just couldn't do it no more. And I just peed outside. That was the weirdest thing. It's on all of YouTube now. Y'all don't let my husband see this. Y'all know my husband, his wife to be prim.
Right. Be like, baby, listen,
Right. Okay, go ahead. Pick another. Okay.
All right. So look. So these are the categories. There's icebreakers. There's the hustle. There's how dare you, philosophy. These are the categories that we can choose questions from. So I'm gonna go through, and if you see one, you can let me know. WTF, true crime, great inventions, movie night, techie, deal breakers.
We can go
which one?
Icebreakers.
The icebreakers. All right, let's see. I don't know if I've ever done anything from icebreakers.
I don't know what this is, but let's see.
Ooh, what gifts do you bring? Hey, it didn't show up on yours, right? No. Hold on.
It didn't.
Let me unplug my phone. Let me try NDI because my cable's been acting up. So let's try NDI. Let's see. Capture. Let's start. I think I need to get a new iPhone cable. All right. Let's see. There you go. All right. Cool. Okay. What gifts do you bring? If you're going to let's say a baby shower, what gifts do you bring?
I'm going to bring fun. So I'm going to bring fun. I'm going to bring freedom. Because those are my two highest values. And wherever I am, we're going to have fun and you're going to be free. That's the truth. I probably always bring the most inappropriate tangible gift because, contrary to popular belief, like, no, you probably would not know this about me. I am the
Mm,
worst at knowing what to get. I'm the worst. I'm the worst. I'm this is the kind of girly girl that I am. I'm the girly girl, but I am so into the hair. Yes, let's get my face done for this
right,
moment. You know what I'm saying? I want to be cute, have some cute shoes on and some flip-flops because my feet will not be hurting.
right, right.
But all the rest of that girly stuff, I don't know. I have to call my girlfriends and say, "Okay, so what do you do? What are you supposed to bring to this kind of stuff?" Because I always have the lamest gift. So I'm have the lamest tangible gift. I have the lamest. Listen, I have the lamest tangible gift. I will get you a gift card. That's lame. That's lame. That's lame. But
Listen,
we're gonna have a good time, and
that's
you're gonna be
it.
free. You're gonna listen. You're gonna be so free. You're gonna be comfortable being all of who you are. You're gonna discover that I didn't even know this is what I like because Janice is in the room. That's what I bring.
That's it.
Freedom and fun and a
I
lame
mean,
tangible gift.
you not wrong. The same thing for me. I remember going to my best friend's baby shower years ago with her first daughter, and she had a whole the registry. She had a registry, and I remember still being stressed out looking at the registry, like, you telling me what you want, and I still don't know what to pick because it's like, is this what you really wanted? Like, am I gonna be the lamest one? Right? Like, am I gonna come in with the lamest gift from your gift registry? Like, and Paul said gift card works for me because that's perfect.
That's That's what I'm saying. Paul, that's what we have to do because I promise you. Otherwise, I know that I give lame gifts. I mean, unless I really know you. Like if I know you and I know what you like I got one girlfriend I know hands down, she loves Snickers. It don't matter what it is. So I mean, she on now she oh, we gotta find out something else. It used to be Snickers and chocolate chip cookies, and I can get
Right,
her a cute coffee mug. You know your friends. But
right,
if it's like some I'm just kind of getting to know you and it's a special,
right.
yeah, probably gonna miss the mark. So go ahead and give me grace. Thank you.
All right, all right. What's the next one? A stylist notices a complicated hairstyle. A singer notices a talented vocalist. What do you notice? Uh oh.
It's bad. I notice when you're not a great communicator. I'm not
I'm mad
oh
you
my
said
god.
it's bad.
It is so bad. It is so bad. So I'm like, you could have just practiced. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, you could have just wrote it out. You could have just wrote it out. So I know so I notice when you stole somebody else's idea and you're acting like it's
Mm.
yours. I notice when you don't know.
Mm.
I notice when you're not comfortable with what it is that you're delivering. Like, because communication is my thing. Like, it is my
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. This boy said he wrapped cash in a ribbon with a bow.
With a
Bam.
bow.
I love you. That's why I love you. That's why I love you. So yeah, I know when you don't know yourself. And then when you are I also know when people are trying to fake it
Mm.
and like I shouldn't this is probably what I should have led
Girl,
with.
let it out. Let it out. Go ahead.
When people are faking
Mhm.
and I feel so embarrassed for them. Like I
Mm.
have I have a LiDAR, I have a HODAR, so I know if you're a hoe. I know if you're a liar.
You said a LiDAR, a HOLDAR.
Mhm, I know it, and it doesn't matter what mask you put on. I am
Right.
very good at but I know I have learned, at 45, I realized it's not my responsibility to always expose it. So then I gotta fake it with them, and so I'm like, I'm cringing on the inside because I know you cringing on the inside because you lying. I don't
Right.
care how skilled of a liar you
But
are. I
but
know, I have a
listen,
LiDAR.
I know that you've met some people that when they know they like you said, I know you're cringing because you know you lying. Some people just they believe their own lies.
They do, India, and so much so that they have believed it so long that they don't even realize that it's still a lie, and
A
then I'm looking
lie. Right. And you know it's a lie. And they just really like, and you're like, okay.
I'm literally praying. This is what I'm doing. So really on the inside, I'm praying like, Lord, can I expose them? Like, cause see, at this, it depends on how cocky they are with it. So then I'm like, if they real cocky, can I let it out? Can I let them know?
Right.
I just
Right.
say to them, can I say a little bit of truth so they'll know, Negro, non-Negro, I know you lying. Okay, excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I fall along the same lines with you. Um Yeah, somebody that be just trying to like fake the front,
It's
keeping
wild,
up
but
with the
wow.
Joneses.
Exactly. And it's
Keeping up with the Joneses.
it's so frustrating. Like I sometimes, and I feel bad for the people who you're just trying really hard to fit,
Yeah.
and that's most of the time was most people. But when you're trying to win a person over, and it's so far from who you are, and you're cocky with it, I'm like,
Mhm. Mhm.
and just like, I mean, you've learned on this stream today so many things about me. I'm from the hood, okay?
Right.
So
Right.
so people might be thinking, okay, Janice is so educated and all that. I'm hood. That means
Don't
I
come
know.
for me.
Listen, I know.
Don't come.
So
Listen.
how would y'all so with me? Oh my gosh. You know what I'm saying? And then listen. And then India. Why you got me like this on a Sunday night? And I love Jesus. So I know when you fake it like you love Jesus and you don't, because that ain't even real. Jesus don't even talk like that. He don't even act like that. You don't even know what you're doing. So it's like, they be thrown off with me. And then they be thrown off, okay? Because then it just depends on the day. I read a lot on my book on my desk right now. Right now, these are all the
Look
books
at
on my
that.
desk right
Oh,
now.
I want to. I keep saying Atomic Habits.
It's so good,
Somebody
girl.
said something last week, and I was like, so I haven't gotten it because I don't know if I like Kindle books because I read in bed, so I just a lot. But there are certain books that I like to have to just
He has
pick up and go back.
Yeah,
Huh?
he has diagrams. He has diagrams, and you're gonna need to underline. I
Okay.
have it on Kindle and on Audible as well.
Okay.
Like it's good. It's
All right.
good. And the other one that was really good, that was an easy read. And I read this one last
Ooh, not
week.
how. Okay.
Who knows that, sis?
Okay.
It's gonna change your life. We're gonna stop doing the most, and we're just
Okay.
gonna figure out who do we need to call. That's what
Okay.
that was. Yeah. Atomic Habits is a once a year read.
All right.
Every year.
So I'm gonna get it this Friday. I'm gonna go to Barnes and Nobles. I'm gonna get it this Friday
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
it's been showing up too much.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. What else do we got? If you were able to live to the age of 90 and retain either the mind or body of a 30-year-old for the last 60 years of your life, which would you choose? I know the answer to this one.
I know, right? Because I'm gonna go with the body because the mind of a 30-year-old ain't
Same
hitting on
page.
that. Excuse me.
Same page. Same page.
Because I'm gonna need listen. I was yesterday. I was teaching yesterday, right?
Mm,
And I was teaching yesterday. I was teaching a branding session, and we were talking about different aspects of our story.
yeah.
And I ended up saying, yeah, because I could just twerk right now, except for my knees, though. They're not twerkable today. These are 45-year-old.
Right. Listen. Right.
Okay, listen. What you say, Jesus gonna take me just as I am? I wonder what that comment was for. He sure will.
Probably K-Walk will tell us, but exactly that. That's so same. For me, give me the 30-year-old, the body of a 30-year-old. Especially if I'm 90, the things that I'll have learned. And it's so funny. So we were talking about right before we started the stream that I'm trying to do all the things to get out of corporate America to start my own job. To not start my own business because I have it, but to be fully self-employed.
Yeah.
Some stuff was happening, I think maybe 2 weeks ago. I told Angie, I said, see, I know that I've reached that age because I just don't give an F. Like
Listen,
when you hear this, right, from your elders, for lack of better words, right? Like that people say, I'm at that age that it just don't matter.
listen,
Okay,
listen.
so when you hit, and it's probably now that I'm 40, because I don't know if at any point in my 30s, the way I mean it now that I'm 40, it just hits different. I just don't
It
give a,
does.
it just
It
hits like,
because we've done too much and we've seen too much and we've been too many places. And you're like, you know what? I'm good.
mm-hmm,
Want to do? Okay. That's what
right,
we're doing today. Okay. You know
right,
what I'm saying?
right.
Okay. You know what I'm saying? I feel you. I feel
It
you.
just hits different. So when you think about the mind of a 90-year-old and the body of a 30-year-old, man, listen. The things you talk about, the success, the hustle, like all of that stuff that you will have at the age of 90, I'm good. And then I can have the energy to do it.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
And the wisdom, because you won't even try.
Right.
Yes. Yes. Total. I agree. That's
Gigi
good.
says facts. All
Yeah.
right. If you were a superhero, what would your power be and why?
My power would be the ability to see things for what they really are. And why that would be significant, that's what I'm gonna say. Why it would be significant is because um, I wouldn't waste the time moving on a false reality.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? I think, yeah,
mm, mm.
see things for what they really are. All opportunities aren't great opportunities. It's not worth it. It may even be an amazing opportunity, but you compromise so much to get it. So if I can see things earlier for what they really are, that would be my superpower. That would be amazing.
Mm.
Yeah.
That sounds dope. I'm trying to see, when you have to go behind someone like you with a great answer, I'm like, I don't know. Give me the ability to be in two places at once or something. I don't I don't have anything all intelligent sounding like that. Like, gosh, that's thoughtful. See, that's with your wisdom. Those are the years that you have over me. See?
I probably would have said before, that can move fast, that could do
Right.
20 things at one time. But now you're like, wait, ain't even
Hold up.
let me I ain't even gotta go that fast. You know what I'm saying? Like, as a matter of fact,
Right.
let's slow. Quite honestly, now I mean, not even being funny. I realized what year we're in 2023. So in 2019, I think 2018,
Mm.
I realized that the work that I'm called to do
Mhm.
is deep work. It's transformative work. It is life work, and it doesn't happen fast. And I
Mm.
own that for myself. And once I own that, I stop rushing. So I feel good about what I put out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about like when it comes to our stream and stuff like that. We
Yeah,
can
yeah,
always
yeah.
content, the things that I say. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was thinking about my books and the type of books that I'm called to write.
Yeah.
They're gonna still be relatable 10, 20, 30 years from now, because
Mhm.
they're principle based. That's not something you rush with. Younger Janice would not have believed that. I like to do I talk fast. I did everything
Right.
fast. I did
Right.
everything. You know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
didn't wanna miss something. I didn't wanna
Yeah.
miss the moment. I didn't want and now I'm like, you know what? I'm just I'm very sensitive to what rhythm of what season of life am I in, and what is
Yeah.
the rhythm and cadence required for this season. And
Mm.
doing that is like it has given me so much peace because it's a lot of stuff happening. It's a lot of information that keep on coming out.
Yeah.
It's a lot of innovation that keep on going on. And if I'm speeding through everything, trying to keep up with everything, I'm gonna be exhausted and it's not gonna be my best. And I would
Mm.
rather get my best than trying to keep up.
True story. That's huge. That is I learned that before being a mortgage officer. I used to be like a branch manager. I've been in management leadership. And that's one of the things like with corporate America, corporate America loves to hit you with 1,000 goals, right? Like they got, and they'll put it on reports, like, right, where do you land in whatever the corporation decides to call that report? What number, percentile are you in the report or whatever, right? And they want you to do, so if I put it into when the last time I managed, I was a bank manager and you have your sales. So there was a sales goals. Then you have your customer service experience. Then you have your operations. Then you have your business development. Then you have, right, like all of these things. And at
Mhm.
some point, I'll say in my career, I said, you want us to focus on like 8 things?
That's all I'm saying. That's all
How are
I'm
you
saying.
gonna how are we gonna ever hit 100% in 8 things? Maybe if you lessen it and lessen the focus, it's impossible. And not even 2 things, honestly, right? You can't do multiple things at 100%. It's impossible. That's kind of the definition of multitasking. Everybody thinks that multitasking is like, oh, the best thing. Actually, what are you producing? Is it the same level of output? Is it the same amount of efficiency? And chances are you not, right? You
Right.
half-assing something for lack of better words. It's like, let me do, I
Listen.
know.
And, like, can we just go ahead and say that? And so, I mean, but
Right.
just
Because it's taboo to not say that. Exactly. That's the other piece of that. It's taboo to not say, or to say things like it's impossible to multitask, or it's going to be a half-ass job. People, especially in corporate America, everybody suffers from what we were talking about, keeping up with the Joneses. That keeping up with the Joneses can be in so many different categories, but that whole thing of keeping up with the Joneses, well, I can do this and I can do that and I can do it, but and it's like, sit your ass down. You like
Listen,
sit down.
be quiet. Just be quiet.
Man, listen. All right. We'll do 2 more cards and then we'll start to wrap up.
Okay.
What do you love to do for others?
I love to help people see who they are and
Mm,
realize who they were designed to be. Now that really is my superpower. I see people for who they are, even if they don't look anything like it. Um,
mm,
and I believe it's a gift from God to be able to help them to be and live out who they were designed to be. And it doesn't matter what it is. In my marketing company, I disguise it as marketing. They always hire me for marketing. I'm like, okay. But really,
right.
because to see what it can really be, I can see what this really is. And it's,
Mm,
so I see the best in people of my clients. And for years, I used to have mostly male clients. But what they would say to me is, Janice, you see me, you hold my vision, and you don't judge me. And
mm.
I never even recognized that's what I was doing until I started getting that feedback. But I can see who people really are and
That's dope.
help become who they were designed to be. Yep.
I love that. I totally get that. I totally relate. Like I said, definitely as a manager, right? Like that was one of, and I'm sure with even with what you're saying, you can understand this next statement is that it sometimes you are faced when you see something in someone that they don't see in themselves, there is huge adversity for you
Yeah.
as the leader, right?
Yes.
To help that person see it.
Yeah.
And a
Yeah.
lot of people don't recognize that, right? And so it's the same thing, when I was a bank manager that I had tellers or I had my head teller who, I knew that he can be an assistant manager or something like that. You see the potential in people and you push them because that's the only way that people grow,
Yes.
right? You have
Yeah.
to push them and they don't see it in themselves. And like, especially for me being a boss, it's like, oh, my boss is a hard ass, my boss this, my boss that, because that's unfortunately what it looks like sometimes when you really have to push people if you know that they have the potential. But then once you start to see them flourish and you start to see them grow, to be able to then look back at those difficult conversations and say, see, I told you, look at where you at now,
Yes.
right?
It was worth it. Like, it is totally you're right, the tension is real, and it
Mm-hmm.
takes a skill, and it takes compassion and patience, and some
Mm.
environments don't build that. That's what I love about having my own business, because some
Yeah.
environments don't allow for it to happen, but,
Right.
and then some people are not ready, they just don't have the
Correct.
capacity, but as much as we can, the fact that we get to hold a mirror to someone and say, "Hey, see, do you see that right there?"
Yeah.
This is so
Yeah.
good, you can be all this, and in whatever
Yeah.
way that we do it. 'Cause times, I've had to do that many times as a business owner where unfortunately I had to let people go,
Yeah.
after, investing so much. And it's
Yeah.
because while they had the capability, they just didn't have the availability. And sometimes
Mm.
they didn't have emotional availability, or they didn't have the mental capacity to really push themselves. It was capable. I totally saw it there, but they weren't willing to let go of the old way they saw themselves, or the
Yeah.
old way they had been working to reach that. And,
Yeah.
hello, you know,
Yeah.
I love being Coach Janice, but hell, I'm CEO Janice too. So we would have
Hello.
like this. Listen,
Right.
we would have conversations. As your coach, I get it. You're
Right.
struggling. You need to. As a CEO, this is not good for my business.
Right. I've
You
given
know.
you opportunities. Yeah. So with all the stuff you said, right? What I've called that in the banking world is you either have the skill or the will, or you have both, or you
That's
have neither. Right. So
that's
if you have,
that's it
you can have the skill, but if you don't have the will, I can't help you. And if you
at
have, for
all.
me, we used to talk about I'd rather have employees who had the will and didn't have the skill because we can teach the skill, right? We can teach the skill. And if you got the will, we're going to make it happen. And then the other
Yep.
piece of that you were saying is that was I think a harder, especially with wanting to help people, that was a very hard realization for me is, do you want this more than what the person wants it for themselves? And sometimes, like you said, right? Like as a CEO, if I was entrusted with running this branch, same thing. I was the CEO of that branch, right? It's like that was detrimental to my business where I wanted this more than what that person wanted it for themselves. And it's like, you can't, because there are people, the other part of it is, especially when you have multiple people on your team, you have people, a lot of people, and I know this is kind of going off, like off topic, but on topic. So, a lot of when you're in leadership, whatever that looks like, owning your own business, me when I was a branch manager, when you're in some sort of leadership role, a lot of the misconception and a lot of, I feel like what people do wrong is that they spend time on the non performers. They spend all their time on an energy on the non performers because the performers, they're performing. They got it.
Yep.
They
Yep.
got this, right? And so you're spending all this time to either hopefully get a non-performer to perform or to manage them out, unfortunately, because that's the reality of having a successful business. And I learned that early on. I think there was either a motivational speaker or probably a book that I read that they said, you know what, you should be spending 90% of your time on your performers and 10% of your time on your non-performers because and it's flipped in, unless the statistics have changed, but it is flipped that people will spend 90% of their time, leaders, bosses, managers will spend 90% of their time on the non-performers and only 10% on the performers, and you're neglecting those people. But if you flip it and you invest on the people who are performing, think about how much better your business can be, the morale, those performers can help the other performers, right? Like it's sometimes the society is to focus on all the bad things instead of focusing
Yes.
on the good things, right?
Yes. 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 And so we have to just reverse our learning. It's like you got to go opposite of what you learned.
Right.
Don't fix my weaknesses. Play to my strengths. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I
That's
totally
a
get
whole
it. And
nother
then my
that's a whole nother episode we could talk about.
we got one more. Come on, we got one more.
All right.
So,
What is something you accomplished in the past that you're proud of?
writing my book by far. Writing my
Awesome.
book. Now listen, I should have said, because this is the more appropriate answer.
Okay.
I have a daughter that graduated college and went straight into her first job, and she's doing well. Yes, that's
See, all the things. Don't let her
listen,
watch
listen,
this stream either because she's gonna get you. Be like, Mom,
listen. But
it's
I
our
went to school,
secret.
Mama. She was using my money. That's all I'm saying. So, but I could have said that. But listen, I am proud of my book. I just last year, when the publisher reached out
Yeah.
to republish, I reread it because the first time I wrote it was 11 years prior, and 11 years ago was great. And then reading it now, I'm like, I am proud. Like, I am proud of the work I've done. I'm
Mm.
proud of the time I put in. I'm proud of how I really worked through learning my stuff, like
Yeah.
look at that stuff and I'm like, this is really good. Like you
Yeah.
did that. Like if nobody buys the book, it's a good book. If everybody buys the book, it's a good book. Like as an avid reader, as someone who enjoys learning and enjoys teaching, when I read it, I was and I still am very proud of myself. Yeah. I'm
That's
very
dope.
proud of it.
That is
It takes a
super
lot.
dope.
It takes a lot to get that stuff out of your head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So
100%. That is super dope. All right. Well, tonight has been great. I knew we were going to have a good time.
me
You
too.
know, my dog ending the stream midstream, and I knew it. I just felt it. But let me get this back in the right place. Any parting words for the community? If you don't know, register for the upcoming classes at mysignificantlife.org/webinar.
Yes.
Definitely
Yes.
hang out with Janice. Follow Janice. What are the parting words you got for the community, Janice?
Listen, y'all, let me tell you something. Several things I want to say to you, but I will leave you with this thing. Ooh. When I say ooh, that means I just thought of a whole new thing I want to say. Okay,
Ooh,
okay,
I
okay.
like it. I like it.
So I'm going to leave you with my mantra that was given to me 11 years ago when I wrote the book. 12 years ago when I first wrote the book, I was on a plane to LA. I was working on the book on an old school iPad, the number one edition. It was heavy. And I was like, "Oh shoot, this is so good. This is so good." And I just kind of heard a voice saying, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you know it's not about you." And I'm like, "I know they're gonna love this. This is so good." He's like, "Yeah, it's not about you." And I'm like, I knew it was like the Lord. Like, why are you telling me that? I know this is not about me. It's about the people who
Right.
are gonna read this book and gonna grow their visions. And he said, "No, no,
Right.
no, no, no." He said, "This is not about you. That's why you got to get it out there." And from that, I got this mantra. Expanding your reach, that's getting out there. Get it however you're gonna get yourself out there. If that's starting your stream, if that's starting your business, if that's writing your book or starting a blog, if that's speaking for the first time, whatever it is, if that making that phone call, expanding your reach is not optional. Failure to do so is not modest. When you fail to expand your reach, you are denying other people the opportunity to experience God through you. I realize that whenever I show up, whether it's on a blog, whether it's on my TikTok, whether it's on this podcast with India, that me showing up and being me is giving someone else the opportunity to experience God through me. And so, who am I to deny
Mm,
them of that? And every time that I say no, every time that I procrastinate, every time that I second guess, every time that I get distracted and pull 25,000 ways and not double down on the thing that I know that I'm called to do in this season, I'm denying someone else the opportunity to experience God through me.
mm, mm,
So
mm.
go and allow people to experience God through you.
That is, go ahead, girl. I love it. I'm gonna give you all the sound effects. Give you all the sound effects for that. K Walk said she is already registered. So we are excited, very happy. All right. I will do my outro scene next week. Closing out the month is Stephanie Lou, now known as Stephanie Garcia. She's changing her name up on us. So you definitely want to hang out next week. Janice, my good friend, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming through, girl.
Fun.
All
Thank you
right,
for
let
having
me do this. Let me do this end scene and I'll talk to you after the credits.